Naperville Central is the backdrop for a DVC clash between the Redhawks and West Chicago. In the opening minutes, Wildcats on the offensive. Diego Munoz to Esteban Fernandez to Eric Beza, who fires. Great sprawling save by Mike Pavliga to keep it scoreless. 7th minute in the second time would be the charm for Beza. Fernandez's shot deflected. Beza, right man, right spot, right time. He fires a laser to make it 1-0. 12 minutes later, Wildcats back for more. Jesus Duran splits the Red Hawk D, takes the long pass, and does the rest himself. Top shelf, 2-zip Wildcats. In the second half, the Red Hawks come out aggressive. 47th minute, the home team ping-ponging the ball around the offensive zone. Eventually it finds Tegge. He's pretty darn good at geometry to close the gap to 1. 9 minutes later, Connor Allen trying to tie it on a breakaway. Marshall Carrasco comes out and clears it, but that's a handball. Carrasco's out of the game. Insert Adrian Romero on the ensuing free kick. Pat Flynn, too much muscle on that one. Redhawks can't capitalize against the shorthanded Wildcats and drop their final regular season game.
Just been frustrating the last couple of games. I mean, we lost to North, and I think our mindset just hasn't been right since then. We've been coming out slow on games and letting teams get ahead of us early.
It feels good to beat a high-ranked team like this team. They're very competitive. It's good for the postseason, good competition. And it feels good to beat them on their home turf and with the man down. It was a very impressive win, and we're all working hard towards it.
We go to Normal Community High School for this matchup. Mike Pavliga, Sean Stevens, and the Red Hawk D have combined for 14 shutouts. Blake Herman leads the Blue Devils, coming in with 24 goals. But it's Central that starts out on the offensive. 9 minutes in, Jack Patrick flicks it to Pat Flynn. His attempt corralled by Blue Devil keeper Logan Kelly. Quincy responds. Out of the corner, Herman gets a hold of one and fires. Pavliga does his best Inspector Gadget to get the save. But the Red Hawk offense had a flurry of chances in the second 20 minutes. Pat Flynn's free kick in the 23rd nearly finds the net. Then Tegge puts one off a Quincy defender and the post. Patrick can't put the rebound away. But at the 29th minute, being relentless pays off. Flynn shows he can be flashy and sends a cross to the other side. Jack Burdett heads it home. Central's got the 1-0 lead heading into halftime. To start the second half, the Red Hawks have the wind at their backs and momentum on their side. Patrick plays a little catch with a Blue Devil before putting one on net, but Kelly gobbles it up, 1 of 8 saves for the senior. In the 53rd minute, Alan Seek trying to knot it up on a restart, but the ball gets caught in the wind and Pavliga runs under it. But Seek would get a second chance. He gets the lead pass from Blake Herman and has a defender in Pavliga to beat, but after the deke, it's Pavliga who wins this battle. He had 8 saves. And with 7 minutes left, Central gets a little breathing room. After the feed from the corner, Tegge pots the insurance goal. Redhawks are victorious and are heading back to the state semifinals for the first time in 23 years.
We're not done, and anything is possible at this point. We just want 2 more wins, and we're there. And at this point, this is unfamiliar territory for everybody on this team, even for some of the coaches.
To Lincoln Way North in the state semifinals we go. Frem goalie Colton Casius hoping to stop the Red Hawk attack and send the Vikings to their first state title game since 1997. 26th minute, Blake Beeler sends in the flip throw. Traffic in front, Adam Hamlet cleans up the mess to put the Red Hawks up 1-0. Later in the half, Vikings hoping to respond. Matt Bryers on the free kick. The ball finds Eric Leonard. His bicycle kick can't find the box. Viking coach Steve Keller not happy with his team's first half effort. But the visitors pick it up in the second. 8 minutes in, Brian Hindle makes a nice move in traffic and goes upper 90 for the equalizer. But Central's O would respond. Same score. 68th minute, Hamlick sends the cross to the right side. Connor Allen plays Johnny on the spot. They take the lead back 2-1. More offense in this second half. 2 minutes later, Spencer James with the deke and the cross. Once it misses a couple of heads, Jeremy Kozics finds the twine. We're tied at 2. 3 minutes later, Vikings threatening. Hindle gets tripped up in the box by Sean Stevens. That leads to a penalty kick for Hindle. He guesses right to give Frem the lead with 6 minutes left. Pavliga envisioning the worst. But as we've seen before, the lead is tenuous in this match. Pat Flynn flicks it to Sam Riscala. He sends one off the leg of Jay Tegge, and the Vikings can't handle it. An own goal, and we're tied up at 3. The teams would play 2 scoreless overtimes. Now in the 3rd extra session, Redhawks on the attack. Riscala crosses to Allen with the header, but Casius comes up big. Now in the 4th OT, Hamlick on the throw-in, goes off a couple of different heads. Casius uses every bit of those fingers. To PKs we go. First up for the Vikings is Hindle. He makes it 2 PK goals on the night. This one off of Pavliga, 1-0 Fremd. First up for Central is Tegge. He puts it off Casius to knot it at 1. After a Pavliga save, Mike West toes the line. Top shelf to make it 2-1 Redhawks. Now Leonard trying to tie it. Pavliga guesses right, still 2-1. After Hamlick made it 3-1, Yasuke Kanata the last chance for the Vikings, and Pavliga shuts the door again. Central moves on in PKs with a chance to bring home the Redhawks' first ever state title.
After I saved the second one, and then we scored the second one, I had full confidence I was going to stick with my guess, and I knew if I made a few more saves, we'd win, even if we missed a shot or two. So I just did it. I just made sure the ball didn't go past the line in those PKs, and I did everything I could to stop it.
We just held firm. It was, at that point, soccer's kind of out the window. It's a matter of fitness and who can hang on the longest, and that's what it was. And both teams had some chances, and then I had to go to PKs, unfortunately, but can't keep playing forever.
No matter who we play, it's going to be a very talented team that's going to be looking, I think, looking to win their first title too. I don't think either one of the other 2 teams on the other side have a state title, so it's going to be an emotional game that a school's looking to get that first star or that first ring. So we will come back tomorrow prepared to play.
Time for a soccer rematch. 2011 sectional final. Redhawk Blake Beeler scores the game's only goal. North suffers their first loss and elimination. Perhaps some Central undefeated payback? 13 minutes in, it looks like that might happen. Joe Sullivan to Connor Sharples, back to Sullivan, far post. That beats Mike Pavliga, the senior, 1-0. Then the Husky backline getting involved. The long ball for Sharples. He settles, but the shot wide. Same score, Huskies tested on the other end. On the restart, Pat Flynn past the defense. It deflects off Sullivan to Jay Tegge. He beats the keeper Jack Seifert. 33 minutes in, it's 1-1. Now we move to the second half. Drake Swope like a knife through the Husky defense. Flynn up top, his chip just wide. He can't believe it. Same score, another restart. Mike West, his compass just off. Little bit later, another Redhawk chance. They outshot the Huskies 20-8, but it only takes 1. This one would go into overtime. Sam Riscala into the box, Flynn there, but his header just won't go. Central feels like they're right there. Now with 5:24 left on the overtime clock, Madison Gonzalez, bicycle pass, assist to Sharples. Pavliga can only get fingertips on it. 2-1, Central's first loss. More importantly, their first DVC loss. A little payback for last year.
Connor is the dark horse of our team, is what we like to say. Nobody really understands that he's got a lot of talent, and I think that plays to his advantage because, as you see, he comes up huge with a strike against our crosstown rival. Great hit. And, it's just he sneaks up on kids. That's what's great about Connor.
I didn't think I had much space. I was actually just kind of worried that the guy was getting close, so I just stepped to the ball real hard and I just nailed it.
We could tell that they were definitely closing on the goal. They beat us down the entire game. They outplayed us. We got lucky at the end, and it was nice to get that goal because they were definitely about to get one, it felt like.
Sully gets the great goal early to put us up and kind of break the ice. That's a good mental thing. You're playing the #1 team, and you're crosstown rival, undefeated, so that helps. And then at the break, before the overtime, we just said, hey, who's supposed to win this game for us? And the guy said seniors, one of the seniors, and Connor did.
We're going to sleep on it. We're going to feel good tonight, but we're going to wake up tomorrow. We're going to be motivated to win the next game and the next game. That's how we pride ourselves in April North. We don't look past teams. In West Chicago, we have them tomorrow. They're going to be a great team. So we build on it, but then we forget it at the same time.
The Redhawks traveled 105 miles to Normal Community to take on sophomore Landon Paul and the Tigers. Paul, 29 points this season. Paul setting up a Tiger free kick early, hoping for the touch pass to Brent Heinlein, but Mike Pavliga wins the race. Now Pavliga putting his foot into one. Connor Allen gets ahead on the other end, but the direction finder just off. Redhawks a very strong win at their back for the first. Jay Tegge felt like using it. Jack Patrick finds him 40 yards out. Tegge just powers this one into the top left corner. 20 minutes in, Redhawks with a 1-0 lead. They try to build on it a bit later. Pat Flynn sends in the corner. Patrick's header just above the hand of Brandon Baker. 1-0 your halftime score. 4 minutes into the second, the red and white looking to add to it. Flynn, the touch pass to Jordy Heeneman. His left-footed strike just a tad too high. The sophomore pressured the Tiger D all night. Here he is again 13 minutes later. Tegge providing the touch this time. Heeneman deals with the contact, this one just a bit to the right. Now 18 minutes left in the contest, both squads getting touches in the midfield. The ball finds Hayden Hessler. He provides a Jay Tegge-like strike, but Hessler's attempt just over the crossbar. Tigers would have more opportunities. 68th minute, Paul on the restart, some miscommunication. Then from the far side, Josh Koala sending one in. He finds a head, but to no avail. Under 2 minutes now, Edwardsville would fail to find the equalizer. Pavliga scoops up this attempt. Central headed back to state.
Yeah, I mean, it was early on in the game, and we haven't tested the goalie really, so I just decided, why not? I had space, and I hit it right before the guy got to me, so I was happy about it.
You really just look for the balls over the top and look to shoot more because, if you have that wind, there's a bigger chance that the ball can go in the net or find the player on accident. So the wind is definitely dangerous if you have it in your possession.
If not for a 40-yard ball that nobody's really looking at, that he happens to crack in there, then it's that's the only goal that decides the game. It's with a little fortune. I mean, he has the same scenario, and it just whisks the bar there. He's a little bit off his line, and so therefore, if it just drops a bit, it's in. And that, unfortunately, with soccer is a game of inches.
We just kind of took it modestly. We don't know them. We haven't heard much about them, so we just treat them like any other good team we've heard of and came out and played our best if we could, so got the job done.
Our coach talked to other coaches that play this team, and we got the scouting report of what players were dangerous and what we really need to do to shut them down, and we located their key players, and I think we did well to keep them intact.
Oh, it's definitely been the biggest motivator we've had. That feeling when we lost last year, we watched the tape over again, us losing in overtime, and that's really driven us to do our best this year.